Hey guys, it's Easter week here at Acca's Handmade Pie Company, a very big holiday for us. And I wanted to remind you to pre-order your pies for Easter for special order pickup here in any one of our 6 pie locations here in Metro Detroit. We've got a link below. A chocolate cream is a big seller during Easter week. Also, banana split and key lime pies are very big hits for Easter. We're open Good Friday, we're closed on Saturday, and we'll open back up again on Sunday. So you guys, just a quick reminder before we start our video today, I appreciate it, and happy Easter. Hey guys, subscribe to my channel right now, and every Wednesday I promise to put out a new video where I talk about the food business, entrepreneurialism, and 26 years of a life in pie. 6 things you need to know before your meeting with Whole Foods Market, or any other grocery store for that matter. So guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you the 6 things that I always do before I have to meet with Whole Foods or any other grocery store. These are things that I do to really make sure that I'm prepared, guys. And if this is your first time trying to get into a grocery store like Whole Foods, these 6 tips will really help you out. So the very first thing that you need to know is who your audience is. So if you're thinking that you have a really great product, you're currently making a product, or you're thinking about getting into the business, maybe you've been in business for a long time and you really feel that your item should be on the shelves at Whole Foods. It's a good fit. Well, how do you know it's a good fit? Check out Whole Foods, read their website. What are their core values? What are their mission statement? Does it fit with who you are and what you're doing? You don't want to show up to Whole Foods with a product that has artificial preservatives or chemicals or red food coloring in it, right? So know who Whole Foods is, be able to talk with them properly. Number 2, know who your competitors are. So have you done your research? Have you walked around the store, looked on the shelves? What are they carrying right now that you're going to be competing against? What I do is I go in and I have bought a lot of my competitors' pies. I take them home, I examine the box, I look at their artwork, and I read the ingredient label. And this has worked really good for me. In the past, we still do it today. We list our ingredients of our pies, and there's about 9 ingredients in our pie. And then I have listed the ingredients in our competitor's pie. Some of these pies have 39 ingredients, and this is a big long column here. Maybe I'll buy another pie from another grocery store and they might have 53. Yeah, I've counted 53 ingredients before in some of my competitors' pies. And when you list it on a sheet of paper side by side, just looking at that will really jump out and say, wow, you know. And Whole Foods Market, one of the directors there had told me if it takes too long to read it, don't eat it. For instance, if you have an energy bar and you're making a new energy bar or granola bar, something like this, go into Whole Foods and buy every single energy bar that they currently carry. Take those babies home, check them out, taste them, cut them open, look at the ingredient label, look at the marketing on the packaging, look at their beautiful maybe photography or the marketing that they have, and really get to know your competitor. And take some notes while you're doing this and find out really what differentiates what you're doing in your energy bar compared to everybody else. What makes you so special? What makes you so unique and new? Because that's what Whole Foods Market is looking for, the next best thing. So after you've done all that work and all that research and you've looked at your competitors and you still don't think that your product is a step up and better than everybody else's, you need to go back to the drawing board. Try it again. Number 3, find out who you need to talk to. Who is the decision maker? Who is the bakery director or the grocery director or the deli director or wherever you are targeting to get your product in? And if you don't know exactly where your product goes into or what category it goes into, while you're at the store, perhaps you go to customer service desk and you ask them, hey, I've got a new product that I would really love to get onto the shelves here in Whole Foods. Who should I talk to? Start there. Perhaps you could talk to the store manager. Maybe you go directly into the bakery like I did. I've gone into the bakery in the past. I've given them my business card, told them what I have, what I do, People are always really friendly. I landed a huge account in the Mid-Atlantic by just going in and talking to the Whole Foods market there in Columbus. And they were in no need for a pie at that time. And it was about 2 years later when that team leader in the Columbus store actually had mentioned to the bakery director about this pie lady that had been in a store a long time ago. So you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to talk to, who you're exchanging a business card with. It might come back. I left my card with a guy named Paul, and that ended up being a $2 million a year account, but it didn't happen for 2 years. So number 4, contact them, but make it short and sweet. So over the 26 years that I've been working with Whole Foods, I find the shorter the better. They need to be able to read your email within 10 or 15 seconds. It should be no more than 3 sentences. Get to the point, and it could be something like, hey, I'm Wendy Achatz from Achatz Handmade Pie Company. I make a really great all-natural pie that I feel would be a really great fit in your bakery. Stop. When is the category review time for pies? Could I please get an appointment with you? So something really short and sweet and to the point. And this may take you 30 minutes to write this 10-second email. Really, go back to your copywriting, go back and keep chopping it shorter and shorter, but really make it serious. And I'm going to guarantee you, when you get an email back from them, it's going to be really short. Okay, I have never received an email from a Whole Foods director or buyer that's been more than 3 or 4 sentences. Don't waste their time. If you have emailed them and you haven't heard back from them in a week, email them again. Maybe another week or 2 goes by, email them again. A lot of times, like I said before, they get hundreds of emails every day. They may have overlooked it. Maybe it went into their junk or spam or whatever. But don't give up. Continue to try. Don't be obnoxious and email them every day. But wait a week, email them again. I'm just following up. You might even want to call the regional office. I've also done that too. So number 5, you landed the meeting. Awesome. Good job. Hopefully you landed that meeting well in advance so that you can get cheap flights and a hotel room if you do actually have to fly there. A lot of times I need to fly. You don't want to have to book a last minute plane ticket. They're so expensive. So make sure that you've got this planned out well in advance. Congratulations, you've got the meeting. Book your flight, book your hotel, and make sure that you are packed with all of the samples and all of the equipment that you need to do a sampling. I've done a lot of cuttings with the buyers, and I've accidentally tried to carry on knives and pie lifters and all kinds of other sharp objects. So make sure that you're going to check it under board if you've got to carry stuff like that. And they're always trying to confiscate my pies when I go through the security, so don't let them take your stuff. They don't need to. They'll probably have to unpack everything at the airport. I've run into that quite a bit. Make sure that you are really, really prepared. Get to where you need to go the night before if you have to. I just hate running behind. I'm always nervous. I have a lot of nervous energy before a meeting, and I'm really worried about traffic or accidents or anything that could happen. Get there the night before. And what I do after I check into the hotel, I always head back out and I stop into some of the local Whole Foods shops. Rockville, Maryland we go to, and I always love shopping in the Whole Foods store there. If I'm in Chicago, I get in the Uber and I stop at 3 or 4 of them there. So the night before, I check out the stores and what's going on there. I love that, and I love to be able to come the next morning to the meeting and tell the person that I'm meeting with that I did stop into some of their stores and they're so lovely and everything looks really nice. When I show up to a meeting, I have probably got 6 or 8 pies with me, and that's a lot of stuff to carry in. You know, maybe you're doing something smaller, or maybe it's a non-food item, and that's great. But man, when I walk in, I've got to have all of these forks and knives and plates and our latex gloves and napkins and things like that. So I want to really be prepared. And another thing that's even probably more important than your samples is your paperwork. Right? You got to make sure that you have your paperwork. Now, don't print off 10 pages of stuff that you're going to be talking about anyway in the meeting. They're not going to take, a big heavy booklet or tons of paper pamphlets and go home and read all that stuff. They've got you right there that you can tell them everything. You want a little bit of marketing material, but not a ton. They want to learn more about you. They probably have already gone to your website, your Facebook or your Instagram. They've already checked you out anyway before the meeting. If you want to hear about how I was unprepared for a meeting, go to my video, Things I Should Have Known Before My Meeting with Kroger. And that's a nice little lesson learned there. Number 6. It's almost the same thing as I said before. Keep it short and sweet. Practice for your meeting. Usually this is how it goes with my meeting. We get in there, sometimes we have 30 minutes, sometimes we have 60 minutes. But either way, we practice to keep it to a short 30-minute meeting. I'll come in there with my sales rep who is an expert on logistics, because that's going to be like 75% of the meeting, talking about how we're going to get that product from point A to point B. But what I do is I only have about 3 minutes myself. I'm introduced as the owner and founder, and I tell them the age-old story of how I started making pies out of my home 26 years ago, selling at the farmers markets and the local flea market and the craft shows, and it's really a sweet little story, and they love hearing about it, and they're very kind, they're polite, they love it. It's an American dream story, right? So now we have 6 pie shops, and we deliver fresh pies to about 100 grocery stores throughout the Midwest, and we supply a frozen pie line throughout the entire country. It's a really great, nice little sweet success story. But that's my little dog and pony show that lasts about 3 to 4 minutes. So know when to shut up, know when to stop talking about yourself. If they want more information, they're going to continue to ask. In that meeting, they may even decide, hey, yeah, we want your product. It's really great. How do we get it? And that's when you go into that whole conversation about logistics. Is your product currently in a distributor? Or are you going to be delivering direct to the store, DSD? Or are they going to be buying pallets of your item and bringing your item into their distribution center? So there's all that kind of stuff to figure out, and I'm not an expert at that. That's why I always bring backup. I always bring Ellen or somebody else who knows about all that kind of stuff. Brene Brown says, don't puff up and don't shrink down. So I really like that Brene Brown's tagline lately. So think about that and how you should be presenting yourself as the face of the company at that Whole Foods Market meeting. So there you have it, guys. 6 things that you need to know before your meeting with Whole Foods Market. What did I miss? Is there something that you practice when you go to a meeting, something that I missed out on? Share it with us in the comments below. I love reading your comments. I love hearing what you have to say. I read everyone. Do you have a question? Let me hear it in the comment below. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed my video this week. I wish you all a very happy Easter, and I'll see you next week. Bye.